everyone, welcome back to the channel. This is Beyond the Lens. I am Ron Lemelin Photography, a Western Mass photographer, and I do this podcast to kind of go outside the scopes of just wedding photography and out into the realms of small businesses and things like that. So my guest today is Angie from The Ranch, and they're in Southwick, Massachusetts, and The Ranch is, in my opinion, a very unique nestled spot in a really cool area. We're going to talk to Angie now about The Ranch and what it is and how it came about and things like that. So how long have you been involved with The Ranch?
So I've been at The Ranch for 7.5 years. So it's been quite a few years there.
Yeah.
The Ranch is an absolutely unique facility. It's a golf course with barns. You know, you don't see that when you're going to a golf course. You don't see barns on a golf course. So it's a very unique place and one that everybody should, come and see.
Yeah. So wedding couples. So how long has it been a wedding venue?
So it's been a wedding venue for 25 years.
Okay.
So we've been a golf course for 25 years and a venue for 25 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so back in the 60s, it became a dairy farm. You know, the Hall family purchased the property. And then in like the 2000s, they decided to turn it into a golf course. And so they basically gave up the land and, reached out to some investors, which are Big Head managing partner Peter Clark and Corby Clark, who are my bosses. They helped with turning into a golf course and a venue. But yeah, we've been a wedding venue for 25 years.
Is it 18 holes or 9 holes?
It's 19 holes with the restaurant.
Oh, good answer. See what you did there. Yes, that's where you end the 18th, 19th hole. Got that. So the wedding part of it is really what I want to talk about.
Yes.
I love The Ranch. I love photographing The Ranch. And from a photographer's point of view, there is something for everyone. And there's some place, every time I go there, there's another spot that I didn't see the last time that I was there. And I still, all the years that I've been going there, I still feel like there's other spots I haven't even been to yet. And one of the things we're going to talk about later on is you are a very hands-on wedding coordinator. Now, I want to highlight that later on because sometimes some venues will say they're a wedding coordinator and then you see them every once in a while pop in and out checking on the staff and everything, and then you never see them again. Angie is like right there all the time, not in the sense of controlling, but in the sense of overseeing everything to make sure that everything goes according to the timeline. So that's a big, big plus right there to have somebody hands-on like that.
It would just be a highlight.
Yes.
I would make it just as a highlight because I feel that the Ranch Golf Club has so much to offer besides just the suite.
Yeah.
Again, we're a golf course with barns.
Yeah.
So the fact that we have these beautiful historical barns on the property, you have the high ceilings, you have the drapering, you have, all these beautiful things there. That's also a unique highlight from the ranch, something that sells, the moment you see it.
You have to see this place. You have to see it.
Yeah, you have to see it in order to love it.
All right, so my next question to you is, when a wedding couple comes and sits down to you and they're interested in looking at the ranch, I want you to talk to me about everything that the ranch has to offer. What I love is there's no traveling involved. When they get there on their wedding day, everything is there.
Exactly.
You can do the ceremony there, you do the getting ready there, you do the formal pictures there, and then the reception and everything else like that.
There.
So talk to me about how that all came about as far as and what your rain plans are, because some people get worried about if you're doing an open barn and an open place like that, what your plan B is for your ceremonies and things like that. So walk me through a wedding couple coming to you and looking at that. Talk to me as if you were selling the point of the benefits of having a place that incorporates everything with no travel.
We offer so much at the ranch. The fact that you have a wedding planner, I'm not only a coordinator, I act more as a wedding planner. You know, I am very hands-on. I am there at every moment from day one when you come in to tour with me until the end of your reception. So there's full support. We offer a bridal suite, now a groom's pad, you know, and it's not only a bridal suite, it's not only a room. You're getting a farmhouse. You're getting the original farmhouse of the facility when it used to be a dairy farm, you know, back in the 60s. And actually that place was there before that,
Wow.
you know, when the Crane family owned the property back in the 1800s.
Wow.
Yeah, so, you know, you get that. You get the two beautiful ceremony spaces. So we have one that overlooks the ground. You have another space, which is a little bit more enclosed. It's private, it's intimate, it's fenced in.
Yeah.
And it's the one that most of our couples go with.
agree.
Just
I
because
agree.
it's, you know, and that's on like, you know, the grass. I mean, you've seen
Yep.
it. You've shot many,
Yeah.
many times
Yeah.
there. And with that space, what's cool about the courtyard is that, you know, you have these two different backdrops. So you can set up the ceremony towards the barn if you want the yellow barn and, you know, all the beautiful pompous high grass, florals there. Or you can get married towards the tree. So there's two different setups in one area. So you have that, you have the bridal suite, you have the grounds, you have over, again, 18 holes, you know, to take pictures on the property. A lot of golf courses don't allow, you know, wedding couples to take pictures on the property because they feel that they're going to damage their grounds and things like that. Offer it. Me and my assistant, basically, we go with the couple on golf carts and take them to all these wonderful spots. But yeah, I feel like we have so much to offer. We really, really care about our couples. You know, it's not only you're getting married at the ranch, it's personal to us. So yeah, we offer
everything. So what you really already highlighted was the fact that the barn and the courtyard for the ceremony and that part.
Yes.
You only mentioned a little bit about the getting ready space and the fact that the history of what it used to be and things like that.
Yeah.
That has been renovated and it is absolutely beautiful inside those rooms. There's so much light in there, natural light coming in. The floors are nice, the walls are nice. Everything is really, really dressed up. It's got a full kitchen inside of there. It's got plenty of different rooms inside of there.
Yes.
So the getting ready space I feel like has been like the icing on the cake when it comes to that, because photographers love being there. Hair and makeup people love being there because they have that one big room with all that space to have everything need to get done. So I want to talk about what's new. You mentioned the groom's pad.
Yes.
This is new. This is new. So I only heard through one of my wedding couples that reached out to me the other day, a couple of weeks ago, and I was like, oh, I've never heard of this. Oh, Angie's coming. We got to talk about that. So tell me how this came about and tell me what this is going to be.
Yeah, so what we did was the upstairs of the house, of the farmhouse, the bridal suite, there are quite a few rooms up there. And we used to use it for the past couple of years. We've been using it just for storage space. I wanted to turn one of those rooms into a groom's pad so that the groom can have a space to change, to just hang out with the guys. Upstairs, there's going to be a separate entrance for the guys. So it's basically if you go on the property, you'll see what you come in and tour with me, you'll see what I'm talking about. But there is a separate entrance. So the girls will be coming in, you know, through that main entrance where we have the porch. And then the guys will be coming in through the main entrance of the home.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so it's a beautiful room right now. It has dark green walls, tufted leather couch,
nice.
The vintage chandeliers, huge vintage mirror, incorporating a vintage bar. I'm just looking for it. So if anybody has one, let me know. But yeah, I'm making it super unique, you know, just like a room for
guys,
for pictures, you know.
Hang out.
Hang out prior to the wedding. Yes.
Love that. All right.
Yes.
So now pivot, you only mentioned a little bit about the property for formal pictures. So usually the first look gets done right outside of where the girl's getting ready house is, because it's convenient, so the bride doesn't have to go so far and they don't have to be seen by anybody else.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a very convenient area.
Yes.
It's shaded. It looks absolutely gorgeous. It's overlooking the mountains. Like you can see the mountains right in the back. And I feel like when we get new photographers or photographers that are part of our preferred vendors list, like yourself, they tend to go that route, because it's just so beautiful. But yeah, we have so many different spots for first looks. We have the pond, we have all the different holes, but I feel like that is like the main area for those first looks. It also allows, the rest of the wedding party to see what's going on.
And look out the window and or come out on the porch kind of thing.
Right.
And I really like that part. So now we've talked about and we've highlighted the ceremony space. We've talked about the getting ready space, and now there's going to be a new groom space coming up, and I cannot wait to even see this myself. Formal pictures get done on the property. Also, you have access to the whole entire property. Next, the reception part of that.
Yeah.
The reception part, I feel like there is no atmosphere like the ranch. Okay, the atmosphere in there is. I had a bride telling me a couple of weeks ago she had reached out to me and she was going to see the place without her fiance. And I said to her, I was like, well, if your fiance is going to be the one helping you make the decision, I said he really needs to see the place with you, because there's nothing like it. You can't go back and say, oh my God, the chandeliers are beautiful and the walls, and you can only get so many words. You have to see it to experience it. And you just added those chandeliers in there not too long ago too. So I remember taking pictures of the chandeliers when it was in there. It is a beautifully unique atmosphere place. You need to see it to experience it.
Exactly.
So what I do love, and the fact that you already talked about this already, is you're there all day long. You're there for every time that something gets changed or anything else like that. Hiccups happen, things are delayed. You're in the midst of that. And there's not a lot of wedding coordinators / planners that come with venues. Now you come with the venue.
Right.
You're not a outside planner or wedding coordinator coming in to be at the ranch.
Right.
You are part of the package itself, which is what I feel like is a nice thing to be included in that, because you have the best interests of the ranch and you have the best interests of the wedding couple.
Right.
And to me, that's a win-win situation. So let's talk about reception. You do a lot of very unique things inside of there. So I want to talk about your champagne wall. I want to talk about your donuts. When you guys have donuts coming in there or cupcakes coming in there, everything has its place kind of thing. So walk me through a wedding couple asking you, how does a reception happen in this space?
So
reception area flows.
Like the setup, basically.
Yeah.
Yep. So the way the reception flows is when you come in, or when your guests come in, they're greeted with the first table where most of the couples have like their card box, their seating chart, their sign-in book. And then the second table is basically like a remembrance table if you wanted to, incorporate that for your big day. And then sometimes we'll have like the champagne wall. So we have a lot of different props. We have a plethora of rental items, that we offer all of our couples. One of those is the champagne wall, which I'm pretty sure you have seen it many times.
Now, do you have the donut wall also, or is that rented?
Do. No,
that's you. Okay.
Yes, that's me. That's me as well. So we have the donut wall. We
champagne wall, donut wall.
So many different props. And then sometimes like they'll incorporate like their, let's say their signature drink or something to just like sip and be seated, which are very popular right now. So we'll have that like kind of like in the corner when you come in. And then when you look to the other side, so if you're looking towards your right side, you have the beautiful drapering, the high ceilings, the twinkling lights on all the beams, the beautiful chandeliers that we installed in November of 2024, which you were the first person to capture those. And so, so we have that. All of our tables are rustic. So we have round rustic farm tables and rectangular, farm tables. You don't see that mix a lot, especially like the round, farm tables. We have these beautiful crossback farm chairs that are included in the package, and that's kind of like the layout when you come in. Then you have all the food displayed. So we just do buffet style weddings.
That was my next question.
Which is something that has become extremely popular. You're getting much, much more for your money. You're getting, it's warm food. Your guests can come up for seconds, for thirds if they wanted to, so we have like that layout there. And then when you keep walking, then it opens up to the dance floor. So you have this huge dance floor, which are hardwood floors. You're not putting in a floor.
Right.
It's all hardwood floors. You're gonna, and then where the dance floor is, there's usually the sweetheart table. So it's kind of like against the wall on the left side. And then we have these 3 barn doors that actually open. And it's, when we open it, there's all this like fresh air, natural lighting that comes in. It feels like you're outside, but you're inside. Then we have more tables, more chairs. On the other side, we have the bar. We have the DJ station. And then we have these other 2 barn doors, which basically they take you out to the courtyard. So the courtyard turns into cocktail hour after the ceremony. So the courtyard is where we do ceremonies, but it also turns into cocktail hour.
Do you have a fire pit out there during the cooler nights and the fall nights?
Yeah.
There is a fire pit?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, we do offer the portable fire pits, the space heaters, cornhole, giant Jenga. I mean, you can really dress up that area. And what's great about the reception space is that besides feeling like you're inside you're inside but outside feeling, you also get to see anyone that's outside in the courtyard. You can still see them because you have this grand opening space, and it feels extremely intimate. It's like you're not missing out on anything that's happening inside or outside.
Right.
Which
you
is
can
wonderful.
still hear the music coming through the doors. You can still see the dance floor.
Exactly.
You go outside and grab a drink with your friends and or have a cigarette outside.
Exactly.
You do that out there. You can still see and you can still hear, oh my God, that's my favorite song. And then you run back in.
Right.
I love that part about it because it's open and separated when it needs to be. It's open when it needs to be and it's separated when it needs to be.
Right.
And I feel like that's the best part about the whole thing. So I want to backtrack just a little bit because I really want to highlight the flowers and the florals that you do for the ranch. So how is this included in the packages that people offer? Is there things that are in there? So talk to me about the flowers because you do this yourself.
Yes, I do. So I also am a wedding designer, stylist, and I've incorporated a lot of like my style and design into the ranch. I've been very grateful that the owners have just allowed me to do these things.
They're smart.
Change the look of the facility.
They know a good thing when they see it.
Thank you.
They know a good thing when they see it.
Yeah, but even the colors of the wall, the colors in the bridal suite, the mirrors, all the things that you guys like see at the ranch, I've had something to do with it.
Because you do centerpieces, you can do florals along the walls, you can do florals on the centerpieces, around the poles.
Yeah, so the florals are not really part of our package.
Okay.
So because I own Then G Creations, which is a separate business, the owners have allowed me to offer some of my services at the ranch. So when I'm doing florals or when I'm doing these props or backdrops or all these like fancier things, it's coming from Then G Creations. Yeah. So when a client comes in, and they don't have any idea of like what to do or colors or the style or how to style certain tables, I guide them. Or they also have the option of hiring me through Then G Creations to offer them that service. So with my business, I offer them, florals, styling, wedding design, which are very different. When you're styling, you're basically utilizing some of the things that the customer has, and just styling it for them so that it looks very presentable.
Right. And the fact that you're helping them do this is the best part about it, is they have input from you saying, well, I really wouldn't do that. This would look better. And then along that. So because like I said, you have to experience the ranch atmosphere to understand that certain things look better in there than others.
Exactly.
Okay. I
agree with you.
Anything else you want to talk about as far as the ceremony space, the formal space, the getting ready space, or the reception space? Yeah. So my next question is, do you have a most memorable wedding that you've ever done there? No names mentioned, anything like that. It would be just more.
Sorry, in a negative way?
No, memorable in a positive way.
In a positive way?
In a positive way.
Okay. Yes. So we had a Halloween wedding last year, and it was just super memorable. It was very unique. The couple was extremely unique. We changed all the drapering that comes with the reception, and they're white drapering. Mm-hmm. We changed it to black. And there was a lot of candles and a lot of florals, and it was just very different. It was dark, but it was elegant. It was beautiful. They also had these two walls that I actually designed that wedding. I had rooted flowers, did the florals for that wedding for me, because the bride, the company that she was working with decided to just back out on her flowers, and she started freaking out, called me, and I was like, I got you. Yeah. Rooted Flowers can do your flowers. Yeah. She does an amazing job. Because sometimes, I don't want to do flowers. Yeah. So I have I have my friends.
And you know people. You know people.
Yeah. So it was very memorable just because of how unique it was. The couple was extremely organized. They were from Rhode Island, and they had their dream wedding at the ranch. If they were to have that wedding in Rhode Island, it would have been much more. At least that's what they said. What they said. Because I don't know the prices of Rhode Island competitors, but I know the prices of. But I think that's why it was so memorable, just because it was such a unique wedding. And again, I've seen so many weddings at the ranch, and sometimes they tend to be a little repetitive. Yeah. Just like the design. So that one was very unique.
Good. So memorable. my next question is something you just alluded to, was the fact of a wedding couple sits down to you. They have absolutely no idea what they're doing. They're a little bit awestruck with the overwhelmingness of the wedding planning itself. Mm-hmm. The ranch has what's called a vendor list. So talk to me about what your vendor list consists of. What kind of vendors are on your list?
Yeah,
they get the list once they book with you.
So they actually get the list before they book with us. So anyone that's coming to the ranch to book a tour, or even like when they're reaching out their wedding wire or the knot, those preferred vendors are on our list. They're getting that. Okay. So it's like a free guide for them, even if they book at the ranch or if they book somewhere else. So our preferred vendors list is based on vendors that really, really work extremely well with me, with the ranch, with the staff, with our couples, most importantly, and they know the logistics of our facility. Because sometimes when it's a golf course, it can be a little bit challenging. You don't want you don't want a photographer taking you in front of a tee box, because you're going to get hit by a golf ball.
Great point.
These are vendors that work very, very, very well with us, and with our couples. So I have, DJs, photographers, videographers, rehearsal dinner restaurants. Nice. We do handle the rehearsal at the ranch, but we don't do the rehearsal dinner, unfortunately. Right. Jewelry, businesses. There is party favor businesses. I mean, there's
dessert recommendations too.
Yeah, Frosted Swirl.
Month.
Oh, she is. Yeah. Oh, nice.
So good. And they'll get this, they have access to the list prior to that, but once they do
Prior
book
to
with
that.
you, you're like, hey, if you need help with anything else, here's some great people to recommend. Good.
Exactly, yeah. So from the moment they reach out to us and they're asking us, you know, what you offer, it's attached to our package.
Nice, nice.
Yes.
So I want to talk to you about, give me 2 hidden gems about the ranch that most couples won't know when they first come to the ranch to look. And it could be like a special spot that photographers don't go to very often, because I still have not exhausted all the places of possibilities in there. So give me a couple of hidden gems that most people wouldn't know about the ranch.
Hole 15 is a very unique area, especially in the fall. There's this amazingly huge tree, and it's like it's just perfect. It's just like you have to go there to see it. I do have some like videos on our Instagram page and on our social media platforms that you can see this beautiful tree. But that's like just an amazing spot to take pictures. The light comes in just perfect. The breeze is perfect.
Nice.
It's just the perfect place.
Nice.
So
that's a nice little hidden gem then.
Yeah. So to get to that area, we have to take like a golf cart. You know, it does take about like it's a 5-minute ride up there. But it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And then we also have another area right next to Hole 15, which overlooks the grounds. So it's high up. It's all the way to the top of the golf course.
The highest point?
The highest point, and then you can see the mountains. You can see just everything. It's really beautiful. So I would say those are the 2 hidden gems. There is a few more. But we'll keep that a secret.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell them when they book with you, and then you can talk to them. All right.
Book with the ranch.
What advice would you give a wedding couple? And we talked about this before we started recording. If a wedding couple is between the ranch and someplace else, what advice would you give a wedding couple planning their wedding day? They don't have a venue yet. What advice would you give somebody?
When looking for a venue, right?
Yeah.
So when you're looking for a venue, you have to make sure that it fits your needs. You know, that the venue is fitting your needs, that they're going to support you. You know, that's a very
important.
That's a very important thing. I mean, you only have a few hours to celebrate this amazing day, and you want the coordinator or the director, whoever is managing, you know, your wedding that day, to be supportive, to be there for you.
And be available.
Exactly. So you need to, when you're looking at venues, make sure that you get that feeling that you know that this person is going to have your back. You know. So I think that's 1 or 2 very important things.
One of the words you used before was you have to see yourself there.
Yes.
Can you picture yourself, and can you picture your wedding at the ranch? Come take a look at it. And I think that's what we talked about before we started recording, was you have to come and experience the ranch, the grounds itself, the barn, you got to see it all, and then go back and say, what you said to me was, can you see yourself there? That's what you want the bride and groom to say is, can you see us getting married here? Can you envision our pictures being done here, our DJ being right here, our reception being done here? Can you see that? And I feel like that's probably the best advice you can give to any bride looking at that. Now, I want to pivot over to doing the show. Do you do a lot of the shows? Do you have any upcoming shows coming up that you're going to be at?
Not really. Okay. So I kind of like geared off from doing shows, and then recently I decided, you know, if I'm going to be an all year round venue, I need to start doing these bridal shows. So I have started to kind of get myself into doing more of the bridal shows.
Good.
But I don't have any other shows. That
nothing coming up yet then. Okay. So where can a wedding couple find you?
On Wedding Wire, The Knot, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. We're all over the place.
And that's what I want people to know. So everything you're telling me now, I'm going to put in the description down below. The number, the address of the venue, the website of the venue, all of your handles for all of your social medias are all going to be in there. That's going to be the best place to find you and say, hey, Angie, we want to book a tour. The first thing they're going to ask is availability. You've already said that this year's already looking better than last year, so things are picking up when it comes to that.
Yep.
But you've already got inquiries for 2027 already?
Yes. Oh yeah, we have quite a few weddings already booked for 2027.
Good. So anybody who's seeing this now, looking at the ranch, this is where I feel like this is where people have to say, if we need to do something soon.
Oh yeah.
I feel like a lot of people are taking a long time to make decisions lately.
Yes.
I mean, you and I were just at the same show not too long ago, a couple of weeks ago, and I felt like they were no dates, no venues, which is okay. That's why you go to the shows. But then hesitant with making decisions.
Oh yeah.
A lot of people I talked to that day is like, well, we still need to think about this, which I agree with, but you can't wait 6 months to make those kinds of decisions because they happen very, very quickly and things get booked up very quickly.
Especially if you're looking at like the fall. So the fall, September and October are very important, like prime months for us. Like this year I have 14 weddings just booked in October. So if you are looking for a date, you have settled on a date, book it. Don't wait till last minute because you're going to lose that date, especially if it's in the fall.
Especially if it's in the fall.
Yeah.
But you do a lot more things. So not only can you do weddings there, you can also do other events also.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about that.
Oh yeah. So we do all sorts of events. So we do golf events.
You do golf tournaments too.
We do golf tournaments. We do meetings. So sometimes we have, companies like, for instance, like the Thunderbirds. They do, the Thunderbirds of Springfield, they do their meetings sometimes at the ranch, so we can do smaller, setups in the venue.
Bridal showers, baby showers, things like that?
We do baby showers, bridal showers, bereavements, birthdays. You want to celebrate any type of celebration, we can do it.
Yeah, and that's what I love about it is it's not just a pigeonholed into just doing weddings. There's a lot more to the ranch to experience than just weddings itself. There's a lot more things that are involved with that. And I feel like that's being smart. You do a lot of Christmas stuff also, because we did a Santa thing that you do. So you do, let's talk about that for really quick.
So the Breakfast with Santa.
Breakfast with Santa.
Yeah, Breakfast with Santa. So we have Santa come to the ranch and we really decorate the place to the nines. And we have a photographer that comes in and takes pictures of all the family and provides, the pictures on site or a website so that they can, print their family portraits. It's a breakfast. And we usually have 2 seatings. So one is at 10 and the other one is usually at 1 o'clock.
In the afternoon,
Yep. And we all dress up as elves or some sort of like Christmas holiday, character. And we just, bring the energy and make it super festive. And, all of our guests really enjoy coming to this event. So we do that. We also have in the pub, the pub is open to the public.
Okay.
And we also do Thursday nights, so on the patio. So what we do is we hire a live performer. They sing right on the patio, and you're overlooking the grounds.
Is this seasonal?
And the pond. It is seasonal, so it usually starts once the warm
falls,
weather. Once we get the warm weather and we can sit outside, that's usually when it starts.
And that's on Thursdays.
And that's on Thursdays.
Okay.
So Dennis makes, which is our food and beverage director and chef. We wear a lot of hats at the ranch.
Yes.
He makes this special elaborate menu, and it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's fun, live music, drinking, eating.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
I like that. I want to do a personal note about the staff that you have there. You have a great bunch of people. And it's not just you can tell that they're doing their job, but they do their job very, very well and efficiently that you don't even realize. Drinks get spilled on dance floors all the time. And the last wedding that I did there with you guys, I think the same guy came out 7 times because somebody spilled something and he just kept coming out and wiping everything down. And your staff is very, very good and very attentive, not only to things like that, but to the guests' needs and the wedding couple's needs. There is a staff member there for anything that anybody needs. And I love that because it's not like, oh, I need to find somebody to do this. It's like, they're right there. They're within, 10 feet of where they need to be so you have a very good attentive staff is what I was trying to say. And it's really good to work with them and there.
Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, some of my staff members have been there since day one when the ranch opened. So specifically Mary Downey, she's been
Bartender?
There. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. And it's so funny. So she's been everywhere. So she wasn't only the bartender, but she used to be my assistant for a few months. And then, she used to be on the floor. She worked in the pub. But Mary has been there for 25 years. She is amazing. She's extremely supportive. I mean, my entire team is very supportive.
Yeah.
And I feel like when we hire new people, they fall in love.
Yeah.
They fall in love with the place. They're like, oh my God, we love your team.
Vendors. The vendors fall in love with your staff. I remember doing one of the weddings there and Mary wasn't there. Mary was on vacation. Yeah. And I remember everybody, the staff, it was at the end of the night, everybody was cleaning up, and everyone was like, hey, let's grab a quick picture and send it to Mary. Mary wasn't even there, and you guys were still, that's how close-knit that your staff is. And I feel like that is a great thing for a wedding couple to know. I feel like a wedding couple would like to know that it's a very tight-knit, well-oiled machine for a staff and very, very attentive. Sometimes that's a nice added factor that you don't get anywhere else.
Yes, they're very attentive.
Very attentive.
And they love what they do. Yeah. Which is extremely important.
Yes.
They don't have a puss face. Yep. They're very, very happy that they are there, that they're celebrating, with the couple. And they're very supportive. So very happy that I have such an amazing team.
Next question. Wedding couple books with the ranch?
Yes.
After this, there's a tasting that comes up. Is that what's called the mingle?
That is called the mingle.
All right. I really want to talk about that because these couples are coming for a tasting of all the food that's going to be sampled for their day. And they literally get a sit-down buffet meal, but you sit down. It's access to how your wedding would be kind of thing like that. And I think... So let's talk to me about the mingle, because this is something that your wedding couples will get to come to once they book with you.
Yes. So it's a complimentary food tasting, but it's a mingle. So most of our couples all of our couples, they get a private tasting with me, and then they have the mingle. So the mingle tasting.
I did not know that.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
So
I didn't know there was a private one.
Yeah. So the private tasting is more focused on me building the relationship between, the ranch, me, and the couple, and knowing what's important to them on their big day, and we go over the timelines, we go over, just the execution overall of their big day. It's usually like a 2 to 3 hour meeting. The mingle is so that the couples can try the stationary appetizers, the hand pass hors d'oeuvres, and the carving stations, which usually, during a private tasting, you can't try those things.
Great point. Great point. Yep.
Especially the carving stations. They're, big pieces of meat. And then they get to meet some of our preferred vendors. So I usually have like Frosted Swirl there. I'll have like Rooted. Sometimes I've had you, right? I have Jay. Yep. So, and they get to mingle with the vendors and and build a relationship with them as well, and see if if they would be a good fit for the couple. And then they get to see the venue. They get to we kind of like decorate, set up the tables like if it was a wedding, and just to give the couples more ideas of how they can design and style and picture their wedding.
Can wedding
there.
Party and parents come to that, or is that just the bride and groom?
Yes. So it's complimentary for the bride and groom, but for parents, friends, whoever wants to attend with the couple, there is a charge for them.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Because the one that I did with you, the bride and groom brought their wedding party with them. And it was just an extra 3 people on both sides. But they got to experience also what it would be like to have and be in the atmosphere of the ranch. Jay's playing music in the background over there. So it's just more, there's no formalities or anything like that. There's no announcements. It's just eating the food, hanging around, sitting down, talking to vendors as they're there. And you can be like, okay, this is where the donut place is going to go. And the champagne wall is going to go over here. So they really get to envision where everything is prior to their wedding even happening, kind of thing, which is what I really liked about the mingle. It was a really good opportunity, So, all right. Is there anything else you want to talk about ranch-wise, then G, about the mingle, the anything else ranch related? I feel like we covered everything. I feel like we covered. All right. So is there anything else you want to talk about with the ranch? All the information is going to be down below. All the social media is going to be down there. Website information, email, phone numbers, all the contact information is going to be down there. And what's the name of the street? It's in Southwick, Massachusetts.
It's Sunnyside.
Sunnyside
Road. So 65 Sunnyside Road.
Right. And all the information is going to be down below for them to do that. So when they do reach out to you, they're going to get a great experience. But I do feel like you need to experience it in person.
Absolutely.
Pictures don't do justice what the atmosphere actually feels like. Exactly. You can take a picture, but you want to feel what it actually looks like. And I feel like that's where a wedding couple is going to be like, that's where they're going to fall in love with the fact that not only beautiful place, amazing staff, amazing golf course, they just fall in love with every part of the aspect. And for me, I feel like the best part about everything is you don't have to go anywhere. You don't have to go, someplace else to get married and then come there.
Right.
It's just, now, if there's a situation where somebody is doing a Catholic church ceremony and they want to come back to the venue for the reception, that is doable.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And when they do that, we always greet them right after their ceremony. So when they arrive on the property, we greet them with champagne and with appetizers. Because
they're coming there for the cocktail hour.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And or they're on the property taking pictures. But yes.
Good. All right. Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so.
Good. All right. Well, that was, like I said, it's one of my favorite places to photograph because of the atmosphere, because of the staff, because of everything inside and out. And now they're going to have a groom's place to be setting up over there. So this was Angie from the ranch in Southwick. All the information is going to be down below. All the social media is going to be down below. So everything that you need for your wedding day is literally in one property. And there's a lot of hidden gems that you told us and some she didn't tell us. So you'll have to contact her to find out what those hidden gems are. But if you're on the fence looking for a venue and you're not sure if the ranch would be a good fit, my best suggestion would be tours are free. It's not a waste of anybody's time. If it's not a good fit for you, then it's not a good fit for you. But at least come and get an idea of what it looks like and feels like and experience it. So thank you guys for coming back to the channel. So thank you to Angie for coming on the podcast and talking about that. Remember to check all the information out down below, and remember to like and subscribe to the channel. And remember to smile more because it sure does hurt less. Peace.
Thank you.